Well, hi everyone. This is Sandy. Welcome to Lower Blood Pressure Naturally, Increasing Fiber-Rich Foods. So we've kind of been doing this all along, talking about adding fruits and vegetables. But here I kind of want to give you some of the science about how eating these fiber-rich foods can help with heart health and lowering cholesterol, and then also therefore help with lowering our blood pressure as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So our fiber types and guidance. So there's a couple types of fiber. Soluble fiber, that is the fiber that dissolves in water. And as we eat the foods that have soluble fiber in them, I like to think of them as an exfoliator for our insides. So they will roll through our system, picking up cholesterol and then allowing us to excrete it. So some of those foods are our beans, our citrus fruits, apples, strawberries, lentils, oats and oat bran, which were studied back in the 90s and have a good cholesterol lowering effect. And we know when we lower our cholesterol, we make our vessels more pliable as well. Peas, psyllium husk fiber, which I'll talk a little bit about, and then also seeds like sunflower seeds and flaxseed. We also know that soluble fiber can help to regulate our blood sugar levels. As it stays in our system longer, it absorbs some of that sugar and it keeps us from having those high spikes in blood sugar when we eat a food that is high in carbohydrate. So there's also insoluble fiber. It does not dissolve in water and it has a totally different effect in the body. So it bulks up our stool and it allows us to keep from becoming constipated. So it keeps things moving through our system. So the types of foods for that would be wheat bran, whole wheat, vegetables such as beets and spinach, carrots, broccoli, and then celery, I'll also mention. Those are all great sources of insoluble fiber. So when you think about the guidance on fiber, they don't specifically give it for soluble versus insoluble. So most fruits and vegetables are going to have a mix of both soluble and insoluble. So the guidance is for women 21 to 25 grams per day and men 30 to 38 grams per day. So I'll continue on here. I know this is a little bit of an eye chart, very small, but I'll just go through some of the foods that are highest in fiber from the categories. So if we start with fruits over here, you can see raspberries have in about a cup about 8 grams of fiber. A pear would be about 5.5 grams of fiber, or apple with the skin about 4.5 grams of fiber. So those are all good sources from our fruits. Our vegetables, a cup of peas is going to be about 9 grams. Broccoli is going to be about 5 grams. Turnip greens, if you eat those, are going to be about 5 grams in a cup. Brussels sprouts, that's another vegetable that's great to add to your diet. If you haven't tried Brussels sprouts, you can have them in a slaw or you can have them broiled with caramelization on them. That makes them taste real good. About 4 grams of fiber in a cup of those. And then baked potato, medium size with the skin, is going to be about 4 grams of fiber. Moving over to the middle section here are grains. Whole wheat spaghetti, about a cup of that is going to be about 6 grams of fiber. Pearled barley, a cup is about 6 grams of fiber. Bran flakes, about 5.5. And if you do buy the wheat bran in the cereal form, you can actually make that into wheat bran muffins. And those have been very popular over the years. They can help to lower cholesterol. And also, it's been shown that if you have diverticulitis or diverticulosis, that it can help prevent flare-ups having that wheat bran every day because it keeps things moving through your system and so it won't get stuck in those pockets. Um, an oat bran muffin is high, about 5 grams of fiber and a medium. And oatmeal instant, about a cup, is 5 grams. So those are all great sources. And then moving over to the right here, if you look at the nuts and the seeds, the split peas, a cup of those is going to be about 16 grams. So if you eat a split pea soup, same with lentils, if you can mix some of those into your soup or your diet, you can get about 15.5 grams. Black beans, about 15 grams in a cup. And baked beans, and then chia seeds, almonds, and pistachios also have or are a good source of getting some of that fiber into your diet. So multiple ways to get fiber in the diet. I do like to give the caveat that they do not recommend that you get probably over 70 to 80 grams of fiber a day, because just as fiber is moving through your body and taking out cholesterol, it can also take out important nutrients as it's moving through your body, rolling through your body. So the recommended amounts, I mean, if you go over that some days and under that other days, you're probably going to be fine, but you just don't want to go too high and exceed about 70 to 80 grams of fiber per day. And that would be a lot of vegetables or a whole lot of black bean soup. So just one last slide here, fiber and your heart. I've got a recipe on the left there, I'll go over that. But soluble fiber has been shown to lower cholesterol. And again, it just picks up, it becomes liquid in your system and it passes through picking up the cholesterol. Again, it can pick up other important nutrients if you get too much of it. But studies also show that a high fiber diet has other heart health benefits, such as decreasing blood pressure and inflammation. So getting that fiber in is really important. Get it from a variety of sources to help with your heart health. Then I'm just mentioning here psyllium husk powder. If you haven't heard of it or used it before, it goes under the name Metamucil. But the reason I don't like using or recommending Metamucil is because they usually add artificial sweeteners or artificial flavorings to the Metamucil powder to make it more tolerable. So I just recommend you buy the psyllium husk powder. You can buy it in health food stores online. And then you can use some of that in recipes. So you can mix a couple teaspoons into your favorite juice and drink that to help get some of the healthy fiber into your diet. Or this is a pancake that I make, super easy. It's a half a cup of liquid egg whites. I put in about two heaping teaspoons of psyllium husk powder and a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and mix that together. And then I have a 8-inch skillet, and I go ahead and pour about half of that into my skillet and make about 2 pancakes with that. And I like to put blueberries on mine and maybe a little drizzle of maple syrup. But it's not going to taste exactly like a pancake, but it's got a little bit of grit to it. But again, just another healthy way to have a breakfast or a snack and get some high fiber in. So the benefits of the psyllium husk powder, again, helps keep you regular, helps lower that cholesterol, and helps lower that blood sugar as well, or helps to keep it more steady. So do you guys have any questions on fiber? If not, I will stop the share on that. You can find this presentation on the calendar for the day, and then this will also be recorded. Hi, Jim.
Hello. Does that good recipe on pancakes doesn't include any type of milk for liquid?
Just the egg whites.
Just the egg whites. Okay.
Yeah, and I buy the egg whites in the carton. I don't want the dye in it. I don't want any yellow food coloring or anything like that. I just buy the container that says 100% egg whites.
Okay.
Yeah, and that makes it super easy, and then I don't feel guilty for throwing out the yolk or something. So
Okay.
yeah, so all right, let me go. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we have this strainer thing, so we're always straining the whites off of the.
Oh yeah, and that's
egg.
perfectly fine too. You know, and some people
I guess I didn't know you could buy the just the egg white stuff.
Yeah, just right by the eggs in the section. There's several different brands. They have like egg beaters, or they have Bob Evans, I know, is another brand. But yeah, don't don't get the stuff with the yellow food coloring. Get something that's just
Yeah,
plain.
sure.
Yeah. And yeah, just another healthy way without getting the added fat or the added cholesterol into your diet. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can go to the right place here. Hang on one second there. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Did it come up? Oh, here it is. So I was going to go ahead and do a breathing exercise for today. So if you want to hang on the line and do this with me, it's the one that I put into our scroll, and I also put it into the calendar. And I was telling everyone in class today that the calendar is probably going to be available through the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, the 30th, this Sunday. And then I think your calendar will disappear, but you'll still have access to the scroll. And so this week we're doing the breath work today. On Thursday, we're going to do progressive relaxation. That's probably better done in person if you are able to make it in. If not,
Okay.
we'll still do it here online. And then we're also going to talk about the effects of caffeine and sugar and alcohol on your blood pressure. And probably the worst one of those is actually sugar. So caffeine and alcohol don't seem to be quite as bad, unless that puts weight on us with what we're drinking. So we'll do that. And then I'm also going to put out an extra video that has a lot of the different techniques we've talked about and looking at studies, how much those techniques might reduce your systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So you can watch for that later in the week. And I will put that into the scroll, so you'll continue to have that, so you can look back at some of this information if you need to as well. So if you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and start this breath work. And it might go a little long. I might stop it a little early. I'm not sure if you've listened to this one before, but it's got a lot of good information in it. It is one that I did. So here we go. Let's see what the volume is here. I'm going to go ahead and advance this on a little bit here. So that was my attempt at a relaxation video. I'm not a professional at that, but
Good.
yeah, so I clipped that together. I found some kaleidoscope things on online and clipped those together. So did you notice anything with your deep breathing? Any relaxation, or was
Yes,
it?
I think it's good to focus on that because I'm usually always moving. I don't spend enough time relaxing.
Yes.
One thing I'm trying to, I think I'm going to get out of this class is trying to do that more often.
Yeah. Good, good. Yeah, especially like, type A, if you're like to achieve, you like to be, pushing yourself all the time. Sometimes the best thing we can do is step back a little bit and try some of these techniques to see if
Right.
they will work in bringing down our blood pressure. And there are good studies online that show people have brought their blood pressure down. There is a device you can buy, and it's FDA approved to help with that breathing pattern. It's called Respirate. You could look that up if you want. I think they charge $300 for it, but it gives you supposedly the tones, and then gives you some feedback when it listens to your body as well, and helps to slow that breath. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it's been shown to help lower blood pressure. So that's kind of where I took the idea from and started to do some research. What kind of breathing techniques would help to bring down blood pressure. So, do you have any questions?
I don't think so.